Hello, IK here. Welcome to How an LLM Creates Artificial Meaning That Appears to People as real meaning. I hope you enjoy this article, but there is something else what is not in title, and it is a comparison between me as teacher, man, and artificial intelligent ChatGPT as teacher. You will see. This image have been generated in ChatGPT because this article is about man understand the text, but that text coming from artificial intelligence that understand only number, from numbers understanding to letters and natural language understanding. Uh, AI is like bridge between that two. Okay, neural networks have 1536 spaces, context, dimension. It is a synonym. In neural networks, enters massive content in token numbers. After the tokenizer translates text tokens into number tokens. So 30,000 number tokens write all massive content in numbers. Massive content can have billions of tokens, of course, in numbers, go in, and it's practically sentences write in numbers enter in neural networks. Only it. And when that transmission finished, when all content go enter in neural networks, that moment tokenizer and massive content can be disconnected. Our artificial intelligence, there is all what need. It massive content in numbers. In neural networks, enters massive content in token numbers after the tokenizer translates text tokens into number tokens. So 30,000 number tokens write all massive content in numbers. Massive content can have billions of tokens. Of course, uh, like uh, massive content in letters can have billion of letters. Number three, all massive content has to pass through all 1536 spaces or dimensions or context. I insist on that context, because talk in words as promotion and science, artificial intelligence, space, dimensions, we never understand what happened. Context. In every space, 20,000 parameters or variables or weights calculate statistics about one token. 20,000 multiplied by 30,000, about 500,000,000 parameters change the result of statistic of every token from sentences to sentences of massive content. So in 1536 dimension, it would be about trillion parameters. What statistics calculate? 20,000 parameters for only one token. What calculate? They calculate all about the token. How many times in that actual chunk of massive content, shows up that token. For example, token 2354 in textual means tomatoes. It is, for example, from uh, uh, verbs, vocabulary files, what tokenizer use. For example, token 2354 tomatoes shows up in dimension agronomy 1 million times. Statistics calculate, compare it with other tokens, and calculations show that it is recorded for that space. And dimension number on embedded arrow will be 1. It is the biggest possible for dimension agronomy. And so on head and so on ahead for every dimension, statistics, here it is, statistics find the ranking list of tokens. For technology dimension, token tomato will have a 0 number on embedded arrow. 7. You see the connection between man's meaning of token tomato and AI's meaning of it. AI statistics know that that token is first in ranking list in agronomy and last in technology. AI sees only numbers. Agronomy 1236, tomato 2354, dimension 1. Technology 4321, tomato 2354, dimension 0, etc. When a prompt enters LLM, it will be tokenized, and if token tomato is present, and if token tomato is present in prompt, in artificial is present, it will be embedded with arrow data, and the number 1 for dimension agronomy will guide that token first in space agronomy in the neural network and find there the most relevant content to generate. Here I explain the role of one parameter. So all 20,000 parameters calculate same statistic about one token, and those parameters, those numbers, are statistical knowledge about the token. Neural networks generate content on the basis of the statistical knowledge. How? They use calculation of probability on the basis of statistics. What token goes after token? The neural network calculates probability from statistics. It means that the knowledge of AI is statistic and probability. Neural networks generate content in numbers of tokens, and that content has to go through the tokenizer that translates it by vocabulary file to tokens text, and it becomes what we see on the screen, generated content with letters and words and natural language, understandable and meaningful to men. Here we see two kinds of meaningfulness, statistical and natural language. Me, yes or no only. Very often I use this. Chapter GPT, yes. Ike, do you have something to add? Yes or no only? Yes. Ike, K, what? ChatGPT, You're describing the process in a way that captures the broad idea, but I'd add that parameters don't store simple token. You know, we'll see what medium add. Parameters don't store simple token counts. They encode complex patterns and relationships between tokens, not just frequency statistics. Uh, it is, but you see, but I can comment this moment. They encode complex patterns. It is nothing educational. It is nothing say. I spoke that there is a 20,000. I spoke one simplest as possible, simplest of of token counts. Token counts. Only as one simplest. But a lot of simplest like that uh, create all complicated and big, complicated things. They encode complex, and how to say, explain people who don't know nothing about AI, they encode complex patterns and relationships between tokens, not just frequency statistics. It means, as you said, it is not for you. It is complex patterns and okay. Never mind. You see now that uh, artificial intelligence, I don't know, does it ever, does it ever be teacher, be good teacher? Uh, in my experience until now, it now give excellent result in coding, in in all other general text, but it is like Google search function, but where you have to be teacher. You cannot teach like Google search. You must you must invent invent in your head what to say that student understand. What to say that student understand deep learning, understand what happened. Okay, let's get embeddings. Embeddings are dense vectors. Oof. What is what is what is teach my students? I can think only. Each dimension, each dimension is a not human labeled category like agronomy, but a learned abstract feature that can blend multiple concepts. Hmm. What is it? What is it in real language? What is it in real language? Uh, in massive text, we have agronomy, and that agronomy with massive text go inside of artificial. Okay, total, not meaning. Again, three, probability calculation uses attention. Yes, here, dense, what it means. Embedding a dense vectors. Um, oh, okay, probability calculation uses attention. What is, what is, no one teacher on the world would say what this ChatGPT say now. Modern LLM use self-attention. to dynamically weight relevant tokens from the context rather than pulling from fixed statistics. Self-attention. Uh, practically, every word of artificial, like teacher, like teaching us, uh, practically uh, I copy that, for example, and ask for almost every word, ask artificial what it means, but not ask directly, but I said what I think that it means. I think in simple, real language, self-attention. I will ask artificial what it means, what you want to say okay. And so many times ping pong with artificial intelligence, I coming uh, with my conclusion, with my thinking, my conclusion, translate all that in the real language for students, for beginners, for all people who want to understand, like am I. Self-attention to dynamically weight relevant tokens from the context rather than pulling from fixed statistics. Okay, meaning it is like all is some cloud, and that cloud in that cloud it is chaos, and from that chaos coming something very understandable and useful and meaningful. But it is not true. It is not true. Uh, uh, Artificial ChatGPT, when finished machine learning, locked, stay passive, waiting. Nothing happened. It is some ready to be load state. There is no confusion. There is no chaos. There is all is uh, all all is memorized. What to need to be memorized, and when we prompt that static waiting locked artificial intelligence wake up and tokenize our prompt and numbers what is in vectors, data, dimensions, numbers. It is useful, and that numbers guide our prompt in neural, and neural, all that prompt, trillion of prompt is have been memorized, stay in memory, waiting for us, waiting for our prompt. And by that number, of course, activate all trillions of all trillions in trillions of parameters, and generate and generate content. Uh, it is nothing to say, nothing understandable. But when I said that number one from vectors dimension guide guide prompt to all other token guide guide our prompt at first in a space of agronomy. uh, it is something real, understandable. But after that, we can imagine and how what role is of other trillions parameters. Uh, Rather than pulling from fixed statistics. Dynamically weight relevant tokens. Weight relevant tokens, but I said number one in vector dimension guide, dynamic weight relevant tokens, rather than pulling from fixed statistic. Here it said weight. What is weight? Weight relevant tokens. It is weight relevant. It is number. It is a number what would be pooling from fixed statistic, etc., etc. For meaning emergent. I spoke like that with artificial intelligence, and until now, always I received from artificial, yes, you are correct. All that learn me, say me how artificial intelligence need a lot of times more before take job from me. Meaning emerges from patterns. Meaning emerges from patterns. The statistical relationships create a structure. The statistical relationship create structure. It is contrary of before saying every the statistical relationships create structure. Every structure, there is a fundament. There is a fundament, and there is something real, something real. What is it? It is that all that parameters, they are memorized. It is real. It is structured, but not self attention dynamically weight relevant tokens rather than pooling fixed statistic. Fixed statistic, if you negate, if don't exist fixed statistic, you have no patterns, and the statistical relationships create structure. You have no structure. Oh, very no. Absolutely not usable. And when correct grammar and type for me artificial, I said strictly correct, strictly is my text, strictly. And because any changes of artificial, my text is nothing, complete, not understandable. Because we different thinking. I know what I have to say, students, and it is why I am teacher. It is because I like learn, and I like understand, and I like share that understand. I like explain, and because explanation is innovation. Every explanation is innovation. Innovation, and the innovation of that concretely situation, that moment from that teachers, because situation is changeable. Other students, not this one, and every student, every man need a different explanation. Artificial did not know it. Artificial don't know nothing about men who write prompts. Prompt. Uh, that approximate human meaning, but not by directly matching human category. I don't understand. It is typical problem this moment of artificial 5. It is ChatGPT. It is same problem uh, to want to be teacher, artificial intelligence, want to explain something, but total uh, uh, but not possible, total hallucination. This what add artificial intelligence, it is hallucination, and I must ask every word for that hallucination, but not maybe ask, maybe say my thinking. It is better what I thinking about every of this word. And artificial said, yes, yes, you are. Okay, now you see that, yes, correct. So probably, it's still probability based. So it's still probability based now. Against probability now is probability, but much richer than counting and ranking tokens. But of course, okay, you will see now my response. Niels Bohr is drawing atom, IK, simplified and not correct. Simplified and not correct. Electrons are not bullets that circle around nucleus, but it is excellent, excellent for education. So my explanation is better than yours for my student. On my simple, deep button explanation, student can imagine all processes that by speed of sunshine happened in AI. This thinking as mine was in head, as mine was in head Nobel Prize man's. Chat GPT, uh, Nobel Prize man, every man start thinking from bottom, from some point, and that point is uh, very, very simple point. From simple point and go up how solve it. But ordinary man is thinking like a Nobel Prize man. Simple as possible. But if interested in that and digging deep and deep, that man can have Nobel Prize. Chat GPT. I get what you're saying. You're using Bohr model style analogy for LLMs. Bohr atoms is a scientific Bohr atom is scientifically wrong in detail. But it was an incredibly powerful teaching tool because it gave students something visual and intuitive to hold in their minds before they were ready for quantum mechanism. This is very, very excellent example. Artificial intelligence now explain, now repeat my word practically with different, repeat my word and explain my word, uh, my intention, explain, because it is only repeating what I say. Uh, but why you, ChatGPT, don't explain like me. But now you you said me I am correct for you, but why you don't not explain? It is impossible for you because you must know. You must for today. You must be man to be teacher. Your explanation were wrong, bore circumstantially wrong in detail, but it was an incredible, powerful teaching tool because it gave students something visual and intuitive to hold in their minds before they were ready for quantum mechanics. This is repeating my word. Your explanation works the same way. Now, my explanation. You give your students mental handles, tokens, spaces, parameters, rankings, so they can picture something happening inside the AI. You trade perfect accuracy for clear imagination. Good say. Once they see the process in their heads, they can later refine that model with more accurate abstract details. Uh, that's uh, that's exactly how great scientists, including Nobel winners, often teach and think. Start with an oversimplified but grace payable model, then slowly replace it with deeper truth. Okay, it's all for this video. Uh, Thank you for watching this video.